This is Coffee, Country, and Cody.
Well, good morning from inside the A-Cup house. We are here on the Opry Plaza. It is a rainy start to our day, but we made it, everybody. We made it to Friday.
We're inside. Early this morning, someone tapped on our studio window, and it was the producer from NBC's Today Show, because they were outside doing the weather update outside the Opry House. So
I'm sad about that. Yeah.
So we're inside.
We're on the right side of this. Good morning, everybody. Kelly Sutton, Charlie Mattos. We have Annie Nye. Jeff Roberts is upstairs. We are streaming all over the place this morning. And I do mean all over the place. So thanks for watching wherever you're tuning in, whether it's on Circle Country or you're watching us on Peacock, because you were watching last night on Peacock, the People's Choice Country Awards.
That's how I watched.
Was it on Peacock?
On the Peacock. Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
And we had such a fun time last night. Big red carpet, probably, I would say, triple the size of the carpet the year before. The difference between the first year of the People's Choice Country Awards and the second year of the People's Choice Country Awards, there was a lot of expansion.
Right.
Not only the size of the carpet, but how many people were there, how many interviews that we had a chance to get. And then, of course, watching this show last night. It was really fun to watch.
And what color was the actual red carpet?
Blue.
There you go. All
yeah,
right.
there you go.
So who are we going to hear from in about 5-10 minutes?
All right. Shania Twain, who was our host last night. I had a chance to catch up with her.
Yep.
We also had a chance to talk to Dasha, who won her very first People's Choice Country Award last night. So chatted with her just moments before that. And Old Dominion, my boys, showed up. I love talking to them. It always just feels like I'm talking to my friends. So I had to ask, how's the bar coming? Because they're building a bar here in Nashville. Probably wasn't the update that they wanted to tell me or that I was looking for. But
You should hook them up with Garth. Garth could fill them in on the joy of codes.
they
right?
understand
Yes.
all of that,
Yeah.
all of that. So we've got all of that to talk about coming up. Entertainment headlines. Also, favorite rainy day movies, because guess what? It's going to stay here for a while. And I know we're not the only ones that kind of have that fall vibe happening this weekend. Wherever you're watching or listening to us, we're going to talk about our favorite rainy day movie. All right, everybody, we are talking about entertainment headlines this morning and all the things that have been going on with the People's Choice Country Awards. It really has just overtaken our world here at the Grand Ole Opry, because it was on our stage and they came in a week before and started building out the sets and making sure that they had the red carpet ready to go, even though the red carpet was blue. But it was just beautiful to see how it transformed our home into something that was even bigger and a little bit more grand than we're used to seeing. They made the stage, I think, wider, didn't they? From front to back?
And certainly. There were several
longer
rows of seats that were missing as
Yeah.
well. So yeah, it was a huge stage.
was a
but
big
it kept the
time.
circle.
They did.
Yeah, but the circle was almost in the center rather than at the very front. That tells you how much they extended the stage out.
There you go.
So-
There you go. Well, it was a good night had by all, especially the winners last night. Morgan Wallen, the top winner at the 2024 People's Choice Country Awards. He came away with 4. He was named People's Artist for the second year in a row. He also took Concert Tour of the Year, and he won for Social Country Star of 2024, as well as Song of 2024 with Post Malone's I Had Some Help. So Social Country Star. I think Blake Shelton won that last year, and he was like, I don't know what this award is for, but thank you. I don't feel very social, but I'll take it. So before the show, we were streaming on Facebook. We were on a lot of social platforms, including Instagram and also TikTok. We had so much fun, because this is like, you're having the pre-party and everyone's hanging out and everyone's dressed up and ready to go. We got a chance to catch up with the show host, Shania Twain. And I had to ask about new music, because I love the fact that she was hosting the show, but I also wanted to get some questions about what's coming for her. She's currently in her residency in Las Vegas. Here's what she told me is on the horizon.
Well, I'm finishing, I'll be off stage in Vegas in February to start my new album. So I will start.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll be, over the winter and the spring, I'll be recording the music.
Oh, winter and spring, new music from Shania Twain. Again, the residency is currently happening out in Vegas. So if you get a chance to go see her, I think she brought a little bit of that Vegas vibe last night when she came down in a heart that was floating from the top. I was like, oh, somebody's been in Vegas for a minute. You know what I mean? It's funny when we see all of our friends that do their Vegas residencies, they always take a piece of that with them on the road. Carrie Underwood, remember, she was flying on her last tour. So I think there's something to be said. It gives them a little boost. Like, you could do this. You can do this just about anywhere.
I think they get a little spoiled too, because the Vegas set is like permanent. So it's there for you. You don't have to rebuild it every single day. So it allows you to do some things you can't do normally, you know. But
apparently Carrie set stuff on fire.
Well, that doesn't surprise me. Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
Okay, another friend that we caught up with was Dasha. Last night, she won her first ever People's Choice Country Award. So one of the questions that we asked everybody when we got a chance, if you could see any person on the Grand Ole Opry stage, alive or already gone, whom would you want to watch? Here was the answer.
Oh my God. Anyone?
Anyone.
Could Taylor come back?
Oh, I would be okay with that.
You just
spoke it into existence.
What if Taylor came back? Because she hasn't been back since like 2006, right? I think that would probably make sense.
The fact that she knows the year. I am such a fan of Dasha. She's like, she hasn't been back since 2006, I think, and that was the last song that she played on the Opry stage was. But yeah, congratulations to her, walking home a winner last night, People's Choice Country Award, Best New Artist Female. She was just, you could tell she was so happy and surprised, and her life has just completely changed after her song Austin went viral. And it's not only her life that's changed, it's the songwriters' lives that have changed too. So it's fun to watch.
Well, you remember the first time she joined us, not even that long ago, Austin was just heading up the charts. She was still working at the horse barn. You know, she was still, I was at the horse with the horses yesterday.
Right.
And so
mucking the stalls.
I don't know if she's still at the horses, but
I don't think so. I think she's a little bit busier these
that's
days.
good for her. Yeah.
Good for her. Old Dominion won last night. They were Group Duo Song of the Year. Before they accepted their award, they were on the red carpet. And one of the things that they have cooking right now, they just released, it's not a greatest hits album, but it kind of is. It's a retrospective. They called it Odies But Goodies, which I love. 31 different tracks on that album. So I said, hey, I've heard some stuff is going on and that you guys are already working on new music, but you're also working on this bar that's supposed to be open. It's called Odie's for Old Dominion. So here's the update.
It's happening. It's a little slow.
You know what's happening.
It's happening.
I'm sure you've heard.
Yeah, there's some.
It's finally coming
some
along
work
now.
to be done, but it's being done.
Yeah.
And,
That might be the city slowed us
I
down
will
a
say
little bit.
this: it's going to be worth the wait.
Okay. So any projected date, or am I just
Yeah, it's around the
dates.
It's around the
dates?
It's like December
43rd,
I think.
It's great.
Hoping by the end of the year.
December 43rd is when we can expect the bar to open, according to Brad.
Okay, I thought this last night as I was watching this live, and watching it again, I'm thinking it again. Was Matthew Ramsey not in full like Steve Carell mode?
They all kind of were. They all kind of were. I love Jeff had on a turtleneck and a velvet jacket and a chain. And I even told him, I'm like, I love this look. I love all of it. It looks great. Yeah, they were ready to go. I love those guys. They are just so fun to talk to, and their music is great.
Well, I'm putting it in my calendar, December 43rd.
December 43rd,
Okay.
The new bar Odie's will be open. It's in Midtown. And here's the scoop behind the scenes. They've had a lot of plumbing issues. So they were getting closer to opening, and apparently it was such a big issue that the city had to come in and step in, and it wasn't just their location, but like the entire line that was around them that had to be completely redone. So I feel bad. You know, that's the thing. It's like your friend that's building a house and you check in on it and they're like, yeah, I mean, the granite is on back order, and you know what? It's just ongoing.
Can I tell you real quick one of the craziest things I ever got to be a part of?
Okay.
When our beautiful Bridgestone Arena opened 20-something years ago,
Yes.
I got to be a part of what they called the Big Flush, where they literally flush every bathroom at the same time to make sure that the plumbing will hold no matter what happens. I kid you not. I got a hard hat from it. I have a Nashville Arena hard hat from back in the day.
The Big Flush.
But it was called the Big Flush. And I think they do it at every huge venue just to make sure, under the worst case scenario, that the plumbing can hold.
I'm going to suggest that the next time that I see Old Dominion, I'm going to suggest that we all do the big flush together when Odie's a little bit closer to coming to fruition. Next time we talk about entertainment headlines, we're going to talk about Parker McCollum. He was there on the red carpet last night before he got on a tour bus this morning to head back out on the road. All that and more coming up. And we do have a whole lot of rain that's coming in. This is the leftover of Hurricane Helene. Was it Category 4 when it came ashore?
Okay. A lot of damage. A lot of power outage, a lot of damage. Yeah, Category 4 is pretty serious. I mean, don't get me wrong. Category anything is serious, but 4 is
right.
Really dangerous.
Well, and I talked to my friend Amber. Her family is in Florida. She's from Fort Walton Beach. And I said, or have your parents evacuated? And she said, no, because they are on the western side of the hurricane. And she was describing it to me. It's so funny how we understand tornadoes and like where to be and how to get out of the path of it, and how she's that way with hurricanes. And she said the western side is the side that you want to be on, because the strongest side of the hurricane is the upper right quadrant. That's where the wind is the most intense and you're going to get the most flooding. If you're on the western side, it's usually not as severe.
Yeah, it's crazy. Tampa, St. Pete got hammered. Tallahassee deluged. And then when you get to like Panama City Beach, they had a lot of rain. And like 40 miles away in Pensacola, they got just a tiny little bit, I think, because the bands just didn't extend. And they were on the far western edge of it. So,
well, that's what we're seeing today.
But here in Nashville, we got about another 12 or 13 hours of this. So
it's the perfect day to watch a movie. And I was just saying, favorite rainy day movies. I think everybody has that go-to. There are certain things that are comfort cereal, comfort food.
Yes.
And I think that there's such a thing as a comfort movie. Like you're just not feeling great. You want to curl up. You want to watch a movie. What's the one thing you're going to put on, Charlie Mattos?
Notting Hill.
Oh,
Hugh Grant, Julia Roberts, just gets me every time.
Wow.
Great movie.
I have not seen that in so long.
Oh, yeah. And the Ain't No Sunshine scene where he walks through all 4 seasons in Notting Hill is just brilliant.
It's
it's
smart.
A great movie. And, and I'm a huge Drew Barrymore fan. So almost anything with Drew Barrymore. 50 First Dates, Never Been Kissed, and any of those kind of works. So.
I had not seen 50 First Dates until probably a year ago.
Adam Sandler's great in it.
It's great.
Yeah.
It's very fun. And I think I watched it on a plane. It was just one of the free movies. That's where I get my most movie watching done, is just on a plane. I'm like, what do you got? I haven't seen this. I watched Dune 2. Still don't understand it.
Yeah,
I watched the first Dune and I was so confused.
Yeah.
And then I thought, well, since I watched the first one, I guess I got to watch the second part and see if that makes sense. No, still makes zero sense to me.
So what's yours?
Anything from Harry Potter, the Harry Potter series.
Okay.
It feels kind of that whole spooky, dark vibe. I like the first 3 better than the end of the series where it gets real dark.
Right.
But sometimes I'm in the mood for that too.
We should cast our morning show crew as Harry Potter characters. I'll put you in charge of that.
Okay. I like that, but we're going to have to play with Photoshop. Maybe we'll talk to Tyler.
I mean, I think Bill has to be Malfoy, don't you think? Either Draco or Lucius. I'll give him either one. Let him pick.
I want to see him with that big long wig. Okay, so mine is Harry Potter. Annie, what is your favorite rainy day movie? Finding Nemo.
Oh, mine.
That's a great one.
Mine.
I just watched Finding Dory the other day. That is so cute. It is one of my favorites.
Our buddy Mark in Alabama chimed in just a few minutes ago, too. He went with Stripes, which I haven't seen in years, with Bill Murray.
Yes. Or Caddyshack, he said. Caddyshack would be good, too.
I've never seen Caddyshack.
What?
I know.
You've never flown a kite.
Right. I've never seen Caddyshack.
Never seen Caddyshack.
I've never seen Smokey and the Bandit.
Okay. Well, now your mandatory viewing must happen.
But there's a reason why I think I haven't seen these things. It's not like I haven't had the opportunity to see it.
Caddyshack is one of the most quotable movies of all time.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen clips.
I don't think the heavy stuff's coming down for a while. You don't even know what I'm talking about when I say that. Oh, it's a lost reference and it makes my heart sad. Okay.
I'm old. There are a lot of lost references.
Caddyshack is for sure. Now, I will tell you, Smokey and the Bandit probably didn't age well, but still very funny.
Okay.
And Jerry Reed is priceless in that, and the dog. So Fred and Snowman, you need to go watch that.
All right.
You'll enjoy it. Okay, Jeff Roberts, did he give us his pick for rainy day movies? Lord of the Rings. Yes.
Oh, yeah. Boy, you can get enamored in those things.
And you got a trilogy.
Yeah.
That's good.
You know, I missed them the first time around, and then they re-released them in the theater the second time, and they did them in 3 straight weeks. I got to see the 3. And it was
in the theater.
Yeah, just crazy good. Yeah.
Ooh,
yeah.
I've not seen them in the theater. I don't think maybe I saw one of them in the theater. I can't remember, but I just introduced Reese to that trilogy, and she was like, oh, this looks so nerdy, Mom. I'm not going to like it. Oh. By the end of the first one, she's like, there's a second one, right? And I'm like, yeah, there's a second one. So we've given you some suggestions. If you have any, tell us about it. You can find us on Instagram. Really easy. You can find WSM Radio on Instagram. We're on Facebook, Twitter, all the places. X, sorry. And let us know your favorite rainy day movie. It's Coffee, Country, and Cody. We're getting everything back in order. The People's Choice Country Awards just wrapped up here at the Grand Ole Opry House. And tonight we've got an Opry show. So we were like, congratulations. Here's your award. All right, you got to go. Thanks for hanging out. You can go somewhere else, but you can't stay here because we got to clean it out and get ready for our own show tomorrow night.
If you like 90s country,
yes,
Shenandoah and Clay Walker. Tonight. Yeah, back to back, like every song you know every word to by heart.
That's gonna be so much fun. It's gonna be really cool. Yeah. I really hope that there's someone that's listening or watching right now that went last night, had tickets to that last night, and they're going to the Opry tonight. Oh, because how fun! What a great weekend that would be.
Get the full experience of that building.
Absolutely,
right?
Absolutely. And we had so much fun hanging out on the red carpet last night. It was myself and Aaron Cooper and the whole team putting everything together for us. Thanks to everybody that worked so hard to make that happen. We were live streaming from the red carpet on Facebook. We were also on Instagram and TikTok, all the places. And thank you to all of you who were shouting us out, telling us where you were watching from and giving us some comments. It was really fun last night to catch up with Parker McCollum because this guy has been on the road. In fact, he was supposed to be on the road last night on the way to his next tour stop, but then they asked him to perform and he said, okay, I can do this. When he wrapped up last night, his bus call was 3 hours after the end of the show. So if that tells you anything, he decided I really needed to be here. It was really super important. One of the questions that we talked about on the red carpet with Parker was performing on our stage at the Grand Ole Opry and what that means to him. Here you go.
The Opry. I remember the first time I ever came here, my mom and my aunt and my grandma were with me, and they let us sit on the pews behind the stage, the little pews they have on an Opry night. And I just remember being like, man, I want to play here so bad. And then it wasn't, but I think a couple years later I got to. So I've always held this place kind of pretty dear to my heart. And I know it's country music history right here. So anytime, and I get to sing Standing in the Circle tonight. So that's never a bad thing.
That is never a bad thing. That is exactly right. I love the fact that he got to sit on the stage and watch it with his family and just had that whole idea of I'm going to play on this stage one day, and then it came to fruition just a couple of years later. Chase Beckham is out on the road with him and on his tour, so they were there together. All of his openers were there, and they were all going to bus call just 3 hours after the show wrapped up. So Parker McCollum on the bus somewhere in the middle of America right now on to his next tour stop.
He's got up near where you grew up. He's heading to Evansville.
Well, that's not far. That's only 3.5 hours from here.
That's not a bad one.
Yeah, so that was a pretty easy jaunt. Even though they had an early bus call, they're already probably there. Yeah. So I would say that they're parked and sleeping at this hour.
In October, he's playing the Gorge in George
Washington. Yeah. It's one of my favorite places to see. It's so pretty. Last night was very interesting because with the People's Choice Country Awards, it's fan voted, right? But also you had so many different categories, and it was open to people that we don't normally see outside of our genre. So we had people like Machine Gun Kelly. He's done a duet with Jelly Roll. He was there and he walked the red carpet and he talked to us, which was quite surprising. I didn't think I would get a chance to chat with him, but we talked about his love with Jelly Roll. Now, here's the thing I didn't know. Apparently, these two had big beef with each other about 10 years ago. They really not only just they weren't indifferent. They hated each other. And he said they worked it all out. Take a listen.
He's become such a, big brother to me. And me and his past, you know, we disliked each other very much. And through drunk FaceTime calls, we realized we were the exact same person.
Yes, you are.
With a different weight.
There you go. He said it. They're the yin and the yang. And they wrote it's a cover of Country Roads. It's called Lonely Road. But the interesting thing was in talking to him, he is a deep thinker. You just never know who you're going to talk to or what they're going to be like. And he was a very deep thinker, and he was so excited when he won. I haven't seen somebody be that excited in years. I mean, jumped up and was giddy and ran up stage and grabbed the microphone because it was too short for him. So he was holding the entire microphone. So congratulations to MGK.
What was he juggling during this entire interview?
So he had a crystal in his hand. And apparently, if you have, some people have like anxiety, right? Maybe doing live interviews, a little anxious. So it's almost like a squeeze ball.
Oh, okay.
So he had it in his hand and was holding it with him the whole time that he was doing interviews. And
Jackson has one that's an ice cream cone.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
He was throwing it up in the air, and I was just like, should I snatch it? That probably wouldn't be cool.
You made Toby Keith spit out his gum in your hand one night, so I thought they were going to say, "Would you stop that? Give me that."
If it would have gone on much longer, I might have.
But he didn't drop it either. It's pretty good, actually.
He was multitasking. Yeah. I was more impressed with the fact that he was multitasking and that there were 20 people around us and cameras, and we were live, and it was chaos. But he was still one-handed juggling with it. So congratulations to MGK taking home his first People's Choice Country Award. Last night it was hosted by Shania Twain. She's taking a little break from her Vegas residency right now so that she could be here. But man, I think she brought Vegas to our stage because she started the show floating down in a heart as they were playing a little bit of Let's Go Girls, which she didn't say. She said, let's go Nashville. Or Hello Nashville. But either way, she floated down in a great big heart. She looked amazing on the red carpet when she stopped by to talk to us. So I had to dig in and find out, when are we going to get new Shania music? Here's what she had to say.
Well, I'm finishing, I'll be off stage in Vegas in February to start my new album. So I will start. Yeah, I'll be, over the winter and the spring, I'll be recording new music.
There you go. Winter, spring. She's recording new music. We'll be getting new stuff from Shania Twain shortly.
Vegas picks up again for her, by the way, November 29th. And she's there through November, December, and a bunch of January dates, too. So.
Interestingly enough, I wonder, where does she stay? Is she like living in Vegas now? I mean, we know she has a castle in Switzerland.
Yeah, I honestly think when you do the residencies, you stay in like the nicest suite in the place. I know that's what Reba and Brooks and Dunn both did, and it just seems like that would be the no-brainer. If you wanted that. You don't have to, obviously.
Right. But she has such a break between now and then. Right. I mean, is she going back to Switzerland for a while?
Oh, yeah. Well, I would if I could.
Or she's staying here in Nashville? Yeah. I'm just saying this because I want to invite her to lunch. So, Shania, if you're still here and you want to go like get burgers or something, let me know. We could do. We could also do like Chewy's. It's over there, Mexican. It's really good.
And you know who's opening a lot of those shows? And her number one guitar slinger every night is our friend Lindsay L. So what a great gig for Lindsay to land on. Huh?
I love her so much, and she's been doing so well, especially hosting Canada's Got Talent. She has really found her groove. So Lindsay, we love you. Come by and see us very soon. If you were wondering why we didn't see Jelly Roll last night, there's a good reason. He was working. The Beautifully Broken tour went out. He was gone Thursday. He was playing TD Garden in Boston.
Home of the Celtics and the Bruins. Very nice.
Tonight, he is playing Madison Square Garden.
Keep it in the Northeast.
Right. Saturday night, he's playing SNL.
Oh, really? He's the musical guest on SNL?
Yes.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah.
Boston, New York, and Saturday Night Live all in one weekend. I'm telling you, and he won a People's Choice Award last night, People's Choice Country Award last night. So if you're looking for somebody that's having the best 4 or 5 days ever, I would say it's probably Jelly Roll. We've got more. We're going to close out here in just a few minutes to let you know what you can look forward to on the Grand Ole Opry. We'll run down that lineup coming up. brand new music from Whisper and Bill Anderson, and he is in studio with us. Welcome into our new place.
Thank you. This is beautiful. Did you do the decorating?
I didn't have a thing to do with it, not at all. We walked in and we went, wow, this is it, man. It's pretty special.
It really is. It's very special. And to think of the history here and the roots. Does Mr. Acuff's ghost ever come and walk through the studio?
I think sometimes he's unhappy we're here, Bill. To be perfectly honest.
I feel like when I leave, I'm always turning off the lights and just giving a little nod, like, we know if you're here, we're taking good care of it. I promise you've left it in good hands. And we're just happy that we're so close to the Opry now.
Yeah.
Well, you know what I do every night that I leave the Opry? We go past the picture of Mr. Roy there at the artist entrance and the one of Minnie Pearl.
Yeah.
And I say good night to Roy and good night to Miss Minnie every night when I leave there.
I always say hello to Minnie when I walk in by her statue. And there's a little fountain statue that they donated years ago that's right there. I always look to see, there's a spider that loves to make a nest in her ponytail. And I will go back and I will clean her off. And one of the security guards said, what are you doing? And I said, I got to keep Miss Minnie clean. There's a spider that likes to make a nest there. So we have to make sure that she's looking good. Well, congratulations on this new EP, new music.
Thank you.
6 songs. And did you write all of them with Steve Dorff?
No, I wrote 5 of the 6 with Steve. I wrote 1 by myself. And then we had Bobby Tomberlin join us on 1. But Steve and I basically wrote the entire record.
Well, I remember you and I worked an Opry show. I think it was a couple months ago, and that night you had did a lot of you're going to do a lot of things different. And I mentioned, you know, of all your songs, and there's a lot of great ones. This may be my favorite. You just go, well, I got one coming out that just might be the best thing I've ever written, and that's the song we just featured. What a wonderful song!
Thank you.
Yeah,
the album is basically all positive love songs, different types of love songs. And I'm going to say this, it's kind of appropriate that we're doing it today because today would have been my mom and dad's 91st anniversary. They were married on September 27th.
Oh, that's great.
That is so incredible. How did you meet Steve?
How did I meet my mom and dad?
No, how did you meet Steve Dorff? Because he's been in town a few years now. He moved here, but of course he was in LA for years, and we were just mentioning his ties to New York. And then his son, who was here with us for many years as a songwriter. And then having him here and having that kind of a resource, where did you guys hook up?
Well, we've got an interesting background together. We both went to the University of Georgia.
Oh, go dogs. Go dogs.
You
got a big one tomorrow.
I was going to say, you got Alabama coming up, so I'll be rooting for you.
So we kind of knew of each other before we knew each other. We've had a lot of similar things in our background. He knew Bill Lowry in Atlanta, who was the king of all kinds of music down there. And, of course, I kind of grew up in Bill Lowry's shadow, so I kind of knew of Steve a long time before I ever actually met him. I don't remember the first time I met him. I think it was maybe when he was here, maybe doing some writing or something. And I think Bobby Tomberlin, great writer too, I think Bobby hooked us up together and maybe we wrote something together. But Steve and I have become really, really good friends, and I've really enjoyed working with him on this record. I don't think I've ever been as comfortable and as relaxed in the studio as I was with him. Number one, we cut it in his basement. I mean, you know, he's got a studio there in his house that would equal anything on Music Row. And it was just so much fun to just kick back and relax. And he put no pressure on me, and I tried not to put any on him.
You know, how fun is it to have new music now going into the Opry? Not only tomorrow night you're going to be on the stage there, but then next week we'll be celebrating our birthday, and you're going to be playing that night as well.
And Steve Dorff is going to come out and play with me on October the 5th. Yeah, and we're going to do The Last One I'll Forget for the first time.
Is it so much fun to you to watch this Opry crowd that know and love you and give them something new? Because that's exciting after this many years. They're so familiar with your repertoire and so many songs that you've had to say, hey, we still got stuff in the chamber. Get ready.
Well, it will be exciting. I'll tell you more about it after I do it. Right now, I'm looking forward to it. You know, sometimes it's strange. I walk out there, and I know there are young fans there now that probably don't have any idea who I am or what I did, but there are older fans there that say, oh, gee, I love, you know, this old song or that old song. It'll be fun to play new things for them and hope that they like something of what I've done.
You know, I joke that, we have shows some weeks, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So I joke we're like a barber shop. We're open every day but Monday. But is there something special to you still about the Saturday night show?
Yes, there is. And there's some reason that I gravitate towards Saturday night because the Opry, traditionally, as I was growing up and all, the Opry was Saturday night. Saturday night was the Opry. And, I mean, it's great that we've got the Friday night shows. When I first started at the Opry, the Friday night show was called the Friday Night Frolic.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't the Friday Night Opry, and then the other shows have been added. I like the Saturday show the best. My other favorite night is the Tuesday show.
Oh, yeah.
There's a lot of energy in that place on a Tuesday night. We get a lot of local people on Tuesday nights. I found that out, and those are my two favorite nights to be at the Opry. Although any night at the Opry is good.
Last time that I was announcing and you were playing, there was a young gentleman who was second row maybe, and he came up right as you were walking off. And he went like this, and he had your face on a T-shirt. And you looked down, and you're like, "That was me." It's just so cool to see so many people relate.
Yeah, I felt like Superman. He pulls it back in the big, but it's
and he got up and walked toward the front of the stage, and I was like, "What's about to happen here?" But he had to show you.
The danger of putting your face on the front of the T-shirt is not everybody's body flatters the face. So I'm sure your face has been stretched a little through the years, too.
I've seen some shirts where my cheeks were fuller than I realized.
Yeah.
I won't call any names.
Oh, God.
This guy was slim, and you looked really good on the front of the T-shirt.
That's funny.
Well, the new EP is out. Going to be performing some of those songs on stage tomorrow night at the Grand Ole Opry and also next weekend. So don't miss out on tickets for that.
I'd be remiss if I didn't mention the passing of a guy who spent decades on the road with you, Bill Anderson, and I know was very sad just a few days ago.
Yeah, Les Singer was my guitar player from 1981 to 2021, 40 years. Nobody stays in one job for 40 years in this business. No. And he had a lot of opportunities to go other places, but he was very loyal to me. He was a dear friend. And I lost not only a great guitar player, a wonderful musician, a good traveling companion, but a good friend. We had more than just a employer-employee relationship.
Yeah, says something about you too. That Charlie Daniels had the same thing. People stayed with Charlie for decades, so that says something about the man too. I think So he'll be missed for sure.
Well, he sure will be.
We're going to close with "Stay Gone." So tell us about this song before we play it.
I hope you get a chance to hear this because this one. Number one, people say to me, I thought this was an album of love songs. And this is about a girl who loves herself enough to get herself in a better situation than the one she was in.
Oh, I like that.
She says, I'm going to stay strong and stay gone. She's in a little one-bedroom apartment, got a job down at the diner, and she says, it's not much, but it's better than what we had together. She was in a bad relationship. It doesn't say an abusive relationship, but I think most everybody can relate to that, especially this day and time. Yeah. And she's just decided to break free and do what she's going to do, and if it takes forever. She said, I'm going to stay strong and stay gone. I hope when the women listen to this that, in a way, I hope they can relate, and in a way, I hope they can't relate because I don't want anybody to go through something like this. But if they do go through it or have gone through it, and I had a lady write me the other day and said she's got a 48-year-old daughter. She said, I can identify with the last one I'll forget. My daughter can identify with Stay Gone. So hopefully there's something on this record maybe for everybody.
From WSM Radio, this is Coffee, Country, and Cody.
We are talking about the People's Choice Country Awards, friends. It was here. They came, they saw, they handed out awards, and they are gone. And we are back to business as usual at the Grand Ole Opry. It was an incredible week. And I say week because it really took them that long to get everything set up. They took over the Opry House and made a whole stage and backstage area. Beautiful red carpet set up this year. Probably 3 or 4 times the size of what we had last year. So the difference between the very first People's Choice Country Awards and the second year, drastic. Like a lot more space, a lot more people. I think a lot more categories because there were a lot of categories last night. Congratulations to winners. We just heard a song on the radio side from Old Dominion. Old Dominion winners last night in the group duo song of the year. Congratulations to them. The winner for male song of the year, Ain't No Lovin' Oklahoma. That's Luke Combs. Group duo song, as we mentioned, that's Different About You from Old Dominion. Collaboration song of the year went to Zach Bryan and Casey Musgraves, I Remember Everything. And the female song of the year was Austin, Dasha.
Very excited for her.
I was very excited for her too.
Yeah.
It was a great time. We were hanging out live on the red carpet. We did a live stream on all of our social media channels. So we were on Facebook, we were on Instagram, we were on TikTok all at the same time. And I have to say, it got wild and woolly there for a while. People were coming in really fast and we were doing interviews as quickly as we could. But I did get a chance to pull a few of those with the help of Annie and I, who worked through the night editing video clips, making it available for us. I just feel like I got to give you so many props because that's a lot of work. And she's sitting beside me now. I made her come over here. I don't know if she was prepared for that or not, but thank you for all the hard work that you put in. She said, I'm so close. Here I am.
Here I am.
So we're going to show it off for everybody. This is our interview that we got with Old Dominion. We talked about their new music that they're going to be putting out very soon. Did you just drop your chair all the way to the bottom?
You're like at the kids' table.
There you go.
Yeah, a little better now.
You hit it and it just went straight down to the bottom. That was great. We talked to Old Dominion about not only the new music that they're working on behind the scenes, but then they're also going to be opening this bar. The bar has been in talks and under construction for months and months and months. I think the actual opening date was supposed to be September. Well, September has come and gone.
Oh, we have a new opening date, though.
We have a new
find
opening
out.
date.
Yes.
Here's what the boys from Old Dominion had to say on the carpet.
It's happening. It's a little slow.
You know what's
but
happening.
It's
I'm
happening.
sure you've heard.
Yeah, there's some.
It's finally
there's
coming
some
along
work to
now.
be done, but it's being done.
Yeah.
And,
That might be the city slowed us
I
down
will
a
say
little
this: it's going to be worth the wait.
Okay. So, any projected date, or am I just like
Yeah, it's around the
dates.
It's around the
dates?
It's like December 43rd, I think.
Great. It's great.
Hoping by the end of the year.
December 43rd, Brad said. So mark that down in your calendars.
that.
We'll be at Odie's, the new bar from Old Dominion. I did hear Trevor say before the end of the year. I don't know. That might be pie in the sky. So we'll wait and see. They've had a lot of plumbing issues.
It's still September, so they've got October, November, December. That's doable.
That's doable.
I mean, it's easy for me to say, but
I'll keep checking in with them.
All
I'll
right.
let you guys know.
I'm sure they love to be asked.
Oh, they do. On the red carpet last night, MGK, Machine Gun Kelly. You're thinking, I don't remember him putting out anything country, but he did a collaboration with Jelly Roll. So here's the interesting thing, and I got the scoop last night. I didn't even know they had beef with each other for like a long time. And I'm not saying that they just didn't know of each other. They disliked each other, hated each other.
I mean,
even.
you are so good that you got a scoop you didn't even know was a scoop.
That's what I do.
Yeah.
It's what I do. It's a gift.
Yeah.
What can I say? So when we talked about writing together, MGK opened up about his relationship with Jelly Roll.
He's become such a, big brother to me. And me and his past, we disliked each other very much. And through drunk FaceTime calls, we realized we were the exact same person.
Yes, you are.
With a different weight.
Okay. I'm going to try it. I'm sure I'm going to drop something, but that's MGK also tossing his tossing his crystal while he was talking to me.
It's a skill.
It's a skill.
It was getting air too. It was like, woo.
yeah, I know. You're
Oh,
doing.
did you
That
see
was
that?
good. That
And
was really good.
He wasn't even looking.
I know.
Can't do
It wasn't too. We're not as
Okay, we're
coordinated.
not doing that
not
anymore.
as coordinated.
And of course, Jeff Roberts is on the wide shot and got all of that. Thank you.
If you were wondering what he was tossing, it was a crystal, and I think he keeps it because it keeps him calm. He said he gets a little anxiety, so he was tossing the crystal, but he was really great at it. He didn't drop it, unlike all three of us.
Yes, which the tossing gives us the anxiety.
Truly, it does. Dasha last night walking home with her first People's Choice Country Awards. Congratulations to her. We caught up with her on the carpet, and I just said, hey, if you could sit in the audience at the Grand Ole Opry and watch anyone perform on the stage, who would it be?
Oh my God. Anyone? Could Taylor come back?
Oh, I would be okay.
You just spoke it into existence.
What if Taylor came back? Because she hasn't been back since like 2006, right? I think that would probably make sense.
I mean, I hope she's speaking it into existence. So Taylor, if you're listening, if you don't have anything else to do, is she wrapped up with her tour yet? No, she's still got a couple dates.
No.
Yeah, she's got
Dasha?
No, Taylor.
Oh no, she's got Miami, she's got New Orleans, she's got Indianapolis, she's got Toronto, and she's got Vancouver.
Okay. After that, come see us at the Opry.
Yeah. She did something.
NSAI.
No, that was at the Ryman for sure. That's when she did the 10-minute All Too Well.
Yes.
But she also did something at the Opry House the year we did the CMA Awards remotely all around. Don't you remember? It was a huge thing where she came back and played like it wasn't an Opry show, but it was at the Opry House.
I don't remember.
It was like 2020. It was either 2020 or 2021. It was one of the pandemic shows where it was all kind of mostly recorded.
We'll look that up. I don't remember that. All I remember is NSAI that she did at the Ryman, and everyone lost their minds that she showed up for that.
I'm going to Google this because I think I'm right about this.
You Google it.
All right.
Congratulations. Big winners last night. We had Morgan Wallen winning 4 awards total, including the People's Artist for the 2nd year in a row. He took home the Concert Tour of the Year for a 2nd year in a row. He also won for Social Country Star. So congratulations, you're social. And Song of 2024 for his featured role in Post Malone's I Had Some Help. Jelly Roll won, I think, 3 awards last night as well. He wasn't there, sadly. And Luke Combs took home 3 awards. Album of 2024 for Fathers and Sons, Male Artist 2024, and Male Song of the Year for 2024 for Ain't No Love in Oklahoma. So those were our big winners last night.
And Lainey Wilson was female.
She was.
The female's People Choice.
Yes,
People's Choice female.
And it was interesting because MGK just did that free show downtown on Skydeck, and Jelly Roll couldn't be there, so he tapped Lainey Wilson to come in and sing the song that they have done together called Lonely Road, and that's what he won for it last night, MGK and Jelly Roll together for that song. We were talking about the rain, and it's here for a while, so if you don't have any plans and you want to cozy up with a good movie, we had some suggestions, our rainy day movie suggestions. Charlie Mattos, start us off. What would you put on today?
I would put on Notting Hill.
That's a good call.
With Hugh Grant and Julia Roberts. Big fan of Notting Hill. I love the scene where Ain't No Sunshine and he walks through all 4 seasons.
I also have seen people in London will go to that area and recreate
and do
it.
it. Yeah.
Oh, that's fun. All right. I brought you in. Annie Nye, tell me. What do you think?
I think I'd go with Finding Nemo or something of the sorts, like a cute little, you said comfort movie before, and that's exactly what I would want on a rainy day.
Yes.
Like a little Pixar film.
I used to fast forward through the part where Nemo's mom gets eaten by the barracuda, so Reese didn't have to see that.
Well, that's the beginning.
Yes, and it was the easiest movie to start because you could just not start it.
Yeah.
Literally for years, she didn't know. And then when she watched it for real, she's like, wait, his mom got eaten by a barracuda.
She's like, what's this extra scene?
That's every Disney movie ever made.
Yes.
That you have to fast forward through the tragic death at the beginning.
Mom is gone. Yeah. What was Jeff's movie?
The same as Charlie's, but then he switched it to Lord of the Rings.
Lord of the Rings.
But he also said Notting Hill,
Did he?
and then you said it, and
Seriously?
he was like, whatever.
Oh, look at that.
Crazy.
All right.
Okay, and this was so strange and serendipitous that I said this, but I said Harry Potter, and then I just found out that we lost Maggie Smith today. She passed away today at 89 years old. Maggie Smith, of course, was McGonagall in all of the movies. She was also for years in Downton Abbey and just an incredible, incredible actress. So we remember her today. Everyone watch Harry Potter in her honor.
All right. And one day we're going to have to cast the morning show as Harry Potter characters.
I like it.
For Halloween.
For Halloween.
Oh, that would be so good. Can I be Hagrid?
Maybe. Make sure you join us on Monday, everybody. Dan Tominski is going to be here. Have a great weekend. Thanks for hanging out with us here on Coffee Country and Cody. You know what? It might be raining outside, but we're going to take Dina Carter's suggestion. We're going to dance anyway. Have a great weekend.